We're back in the saddle again. Anyway, we're working on the 84 D150. Lots of trash in the cab, lots of stuff going on. So we need a window regulator on the driver's side. Go figure, this one gets used more. They don't make a replacement manual window regulator for the later model doors. I think that started in 79, 80, 81, somewhere in there. And this is an 84. So it's got the later model door on it. But they do make the old style manual window regulator. And what I read is they don't fit. But I don't know. So I did notice that this arm was a little longer, I think, just by looking in the door, than the one that's in it. And these 4 rivets is what holds this regulator in. Those are not the same as these 3 holes that hold that regulator in. But if you look over here at the door, 1, 2, 3. That looks a whole lot like these 3. So we're just going to see. We're going to take it apart. We're going to see. So the first thing I'm going to do is drill these 4 rivets out, and I will come back when that's done. One thing I've found about myself, the older I get, the less patient I am, and I've decided just because everybody else does something one way doesn't mean I have to. I couldn't get a drill bit started, so I'm grinding the heads down and then knocking them off there with a screwdriver. Of course, the one I decided to show you is a paint. Okay, that's all right. We got more. You want some? I got some. I promise the other 3 were super quick and easy. But now you know what to expect. Or what you could expect. I just showed you the 3 easy ones, and then you've got a hard one like this. You've been like, that lying son of a gun. Seriously? Seriously. Okay. Maybe this ain't the way to do it either. I don't know, you choose for yourself. You can either drill them out or do what I'm doing here. Your choice. Now, let's pull this out of here. and see what we're gonna be up against. Okay, okay. Can you guys see? I'm just going to shut you off. We'll go over the bench and do a comparison. All right, so right off the bat, we can see that the rollers that hold the window up are ever so slightly a different length. We got a tape measure here. The old one, center to center, is 14 5/8. I might have to sit you down to get this other one. But it is 13 5/8. So they're an inch different. Is that going to matter? I don't know. But we're going to find out. And then also, let's see. How are we going to measure that? We're going to measure. You just stay there for a second. I'll bring you back. You just stay there. Okay. So we're going to measure from the crank handle to the roller that keeps it, or the roller that's in the door. So from the crank handle to that roller is 25 inches. From that roller to the crank handle is 25 5/8. You know what? You know what I think? I think we're going to find out. But what I'm kind of thinking, it's going to work. You know what though? Only one way to find out. I don't know if anybody's ever tried this. Probably not, because nobody else is dumb enough to waste 50 bucks. Because once I stick this in there, and then it almost fits, so then I modify it to fit, I won't be able to return it, you know. Okay, back to the stand for you. I really need to grease that track. It's pretty greasy. Look at that, first shot. There's no way you guys can see in here, so there's a track right here, and I stuck that wheel in it. Stuck that roller right in it. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, I was wondering if it's gonna be too long. So, one thing for certain, let's be certain about, something ain't working right. What is it? What are you hitting on, buddy? Talk to me. Oh. Nothing? You're just gonna work? Are you just gonna work? What are you doing? Oh. The bolt right there. And that bolt, okay, we can fix that. So you guys may not be as motivated as me. You may not want to do this. But I'm going to drill a big hole right there so that bolt fits through it. Because I really want a window that rolls up and down. That's a sharp, sharp bit. It's not a sharp bit. Let me go get a Christmas tree bit. So again, you guys may not want to do this to your door, or you might at least watch the end of the video and make sure it works before you do. I don't know where those things have been my whole life, but they're amazing. Okay, here we go. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So, one thing I can confirm is those holes line up. There's that. See, there's those two dimples. I drilled that lower one out. It's almost like they want it to work. Let's see, what size I drilled that out to? 3/4. I drilled that out to 3/4. Okay, I'm gonna go get some bolts and a wrench. And I'll figure out how I bolt that in there. Or I know how I bolted it in there. I'm gonna bolt it in there is what I'm gonna do. I'll show you. That's a face of accomplishment and excitement, okay? Okay. Look. Okay, so, well, there's not even any reason in showing you because you can't see. Maybe, can you see? Oh, say, can you? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna lay you on the door, shine a flashlight, and then roll this up and down. Okay, see, it gets close to the edge, but that's as close as it gets. If you're looking at that arm to the furthest left, it's sliding in a track right there. Boom. And then all the way up. No one can stop me. I'm all the way up. Okay, so that's the part I was worried about. I don't have a window in here yet, but I think it's going to work. I had to have help. I had to get Stacy out here to help me get these first two bolts in because she had to hold the regulator while I bolted it in. But that's just because I didn't have rivets the right size. If I had big rivets, I could have easily done that myself. Again, don't have the window in yet. We're going to try it here in a minute. But these three holes, these three mounting holes, were already in the door. There was two dimples here. Boom and boom. You seen me, I drilled this bottom dimple out to 3/4 of an inch with a Christmas tree. That's a Harbor Freight one. It just ripped right through it. I got nuts and bolts with lock nuts, but rivets would be better. I'll get this last one in and I'll show you how I did that. So I took a wrench, I put masking tape on it, stuck the nut in there so the nut don't fall, and then I stuck it down in there and got my bolt started. So that's a trick you can do if you ever need to hold a nut. Anyway, I'm gonna get that last bolt in there, and then we'll put a window in, and we'll see if the cotton picking thing works. And if it does, then we just solved the problem of there not being a manual regulator for the late model doors. How awesome would that be? Now, I did have another idea too. Let's go see that. Walking around the Dodge D150. Okay, so my other idea looks like it would work if your gears are still good. Okay, this is a theory. If your gears are still good on your manual regulator here, on this part, not this part, this is my part that went bad. I think you could drill those rivets out and then bolt that to where the power motor goes on a power regulator. But I'm not sure. Not sure, that's just a guess. But what we did figure out is that the old regulator seems to work with very slight modifications. Okay, I'll get a window in there and I'll bring yous back. So we've ran into a slight problem. The roller runs off of the track here because we got the wrong year of regulator in it. But I think I figured out. Now I want to try this. It's for you guys. It's for you guys. That way you don't have to try to figure this out. If I take this sash off and move it forward 2 inches, then I think it'll work and we won't have to buy anything. So to get that sash off, I don't really know. I've seen some videos that used a piece of wood and just, oh, take that ring off. Woo! They used a piece of wood and they just that's working. This is hard to do with just 2 hands. Now we're working with glass, so we didn't want to force anything, but by golly, we got her. Oh, I should write front on this. There, it says front. So now, before I took it off, I marked where the ends were. Clean all this rubber around it. Be back! Skim call number 6 or 7 for the day, I think. Anyway, I'm getting this old rubber out of the window channel here. Man, if this works, I think we'll have figured out some stuff for some people. Now I gotta figure out what we're gonna hold that in there with. Hello? Do we have some rubber? Hello? Got some old bicycle inner tube. That might work. Maybe doubled up. Yeah, that's gonna work. Bicycle inner tube. So I stuck that bicycle tube in there and then stuck it on the glass. Now, it's not necessarily working yet, but it's not necessarily not working. I mean, we are working with glass, so we don't want to hit it with a hammer or anything. We don't want to force it, that's for sure. Now I have seen people just, ooh, okay, that's okay. I have seen people just glue it back in, and that's probably the route to go, but this seems to be working.
Central.
Whoa. Okay, so, like I said, original sash, You can see my marks. I moved it forward 2 inches. I'm gonna see if it works. All right, to recap. Oh, by the way, it works. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, to recap, we've got a regulator out of a 78 or older. All this stuff we did works. And then we moved the window sash forward 2 inches. The Dorman part number is 749-758. Let me double check that. 749-758. And it works. Moving the window sash forward, drilling that 3/4 hole and bolting it in. There you go, people. Good luck with your Dodge. They're a lot harder to work on than a Chevy, but there's a lot less of them, so it's cool. Do something with your project. Have a good day.